Hello, my name is Abdul. I am here today to help you with your actual exams, Exam FM. And the first topic we're discussing in this video is the theory of interest. Let's begin, shall we? Now, so the first question is, what is interest? Let me give you an example. Suppose you needed money and you asked a friend for money and they say, hey, I would like to borrow $100 from you. And your friend said, well, I can give you 100, but in 2 months' time, you gotta pay me $120. So you paid extra $20. So the extra $20 for you is the cost of borrowing the money. To your friend, it's an incentive for allowing you to use their money. So that's interest. Now, there are different kinds of interest. In this video, we should look at simple interest and compound interest. Simple interest, the payments, the interest payments, the interest that you get on your money, the payments are constant, and the accumulation amount that your money earns over time grows linearly. I will show you a graph in a minute. So mathematical interpretation of simple interest. If you recall, simple interest is defined as the principal times rate times time. The principal is the amount that is borrowed or invested. Rate is the interest, and T is the time. Now, you could calculate the amount that you will accumulate over a certain time period by using the formula. The AV is equal to A0 plus A0 times 1 plus IT. Now, AV is the accumulation value, A0 is the initial investment. Now, this is the graph that I was alluding to earlier. Now, if you suppose you look at a time frame, like time 0, 1, 2, 3. Time 0 is the present time. Time 1 is the end of the year. Time 2 and time 3 and so on. So A0 is what you started with. Suppose you invested $1,000, that's what you have. Now, at the end of the year, suppose you earn interest on the account, you probably get some amount, say $100. So now you have 1,100. So the amount now you have goes up. Year 2, you get another $100, so now you have 1,200 and so on and so forth. If you plot that, you'll see that it is a linear line. Now, the payments that you received, those payments will be constant. For example, year 1, you get $100, year 2, another 100, year 3, another 100. So those payments are going to be constant. This is what I'm trying to portray here. Let's look at examples of simple interest. Suppose John invested $1,000 into account X. The account earns a simple interest of 10% annually. The account was active for 3 years. Determine the following: the interest amount for the 3 years, B, the accumulation amount after 3 years. Now, if you recall, simple interest is the principal times rate times time. Now, the principal or the amount that you invested is $1,000. So that's 1,000 times the rate is 10% times time 3. So you get $300. So $300 is the amount of interest that if you have accumulated over the 3-year term. That is to say, year 1 you made $100, year 2 you make another $100, year 3 you made another $100. Constant payments. Now, the second part of the question says the accumulation amount after 3 years. So, what is the amount on the account now? Well, you made $300 from interest payments, and then you invested 1,000. So now you will have had 1,000 plus 300. That's 1,300. Another way you could, that's just common sense. But if you want to use the formula is A0 plus A0 times 1 plus I T. That will work. And yeah, let's go on to the second one. Now, compound interest. Now, the characteristics of compound interest, unlike simple interest, the money grows exponentially. Now here we don't in compound interest, our interest rate we call it effective rate of interest. And the definition of effective rate of interest is suppose you have $1 at the present time. Now, at the end of the year, you have $2. Now, if you take the difference between those two amounts relative to the beginning amount, like relative to the $1, and then you express that as a percentage, that is to say that you multiply it by 100, what you have is what you call effective rate of interest. So effective rate of interest is the interest rate that you glean from subtracting the accumulated value at the end of the period minus what you had at the beginning of the period relative to the beginning of the period. Now, the opposite of that is the effective rate of discount. The effective rate of discount is the accumulated value that you've had at the end of the year minus the beginning year, now relative to the end of the year. Times, if you express that as a percentage, that is to say you multiply by 100, you get the effective rate of discount. It's imperative for you to understand this definition because they might trick you in the actual exams. Now, compound interest, this is a beautiful formula. Accumulated value is equal to A0 plus 1 plus I to the power T. Now, the A0, that is the initial investment, that's what you put into the bank. Now, the AV is what you accumulated over time. You can also write this as AT. I is the effective rate of interest, which I defined in the last slide, and T is the time. So let's look at this formula. Well, so A0 is what you started with. Now, 1 plus I to the power T is what allows your money to grow. So we call that the accumulation function. So that's the function that allows you to accumulate to certain amount that allows your money to grow. Now the whole thing, the AV, which is equals to A0 plus 1 plus I to the power T, what you get from that is the accumulation or amount function is called amount function. So that is what allows you to get to another level. The 1 plus I to the power T is the function that help your money to grow. So once you multiply that with the initial investment, then you have the amount function. Now, this is the graphical representation of compound interest. Now, at the beginning, what you had is your A0. That's what time one. At time two, at the end of the year, you accumulated some amount. So you have the year two, you have another amount. Year three, you have another amount. So if you draw that in the plot, it is exponential. Now, you may wonder why simple interest is linear and then compound interest is exponential. In simple interest, every year, your interest payments are based on your initial investment. Like, for example, you put $1,000, you get 10% of it, you get $100. The second year is the same $1,000, 10% of it, another $100. But in compound interest, the beauty is at the end of the year, what you've accumulated, interest that you've accumulated, gets added to the principal, and now our new interest payments are based on that added amount. Hopefully that makes sense to you. Now let's look at another example. It says John invested $1,000 into account X. The account earns an effective interest rate of 10%. Determine the balance on the account at the end of year 5. Assume no further transaction. Now, what I like to do, just write down the important information given in the question. The A0, which is the initial investment, is 1,000. The I is 10%. 10 divided by 100, you get 0.10. T is 5. So if you recall, the accumulated value is equal to A0 plus, A0 times 1 plus I to the power T. So you have $1,000 and then 1 plus I is 10%, 0.10 to the power T. So if you plug in your calculator, you get $1,610. Now, example 2 on compound interest. John deposited amount X into into his account. The account accumulated to $12,000 at the end of the year 5. The account earns an effective rate of interest of 10% determined amount X. Now, in this question, we don't know what the beginning investment amount is. So our A0 is X. We just don't know what it is. But what we know is that at the end of year 5, he had accumulated, or the account accumulated to $12,000. So AV is 12,000 and T is 5. Our interest rate is 10%. We can express that as 0.10. So accumulated value, which is A0 times 1 plus I to the power T. Now, AV is 12,000. X, we don't know. Then 1 plus 1.10. So 1 plus 10% will give you 1.10, and then T is 5. So if you divide both sides by 1.616051, you'll get X as $7,451. So that's what he invested in the beginning. All right, thank you for listening. And next video, God willing, I shall make a video on present value. I mean, more on present value, future value, discount rate,